Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Brian Amison.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Richard Huetter.
And wow, look, all dressed up
Dressed up. I
there.
did dress up today. It's a throwback day because probably up until about 5 years ago, for the previous 35, virtually every day at the office, I wore a shirt and tie. Eventually, we morphed into wearing a jacket over that. And then, of course, some other things came along, and I stopped wearing a tie, and we started wearing scrubs. Or gowns and so forth, and gowns and head face masks and everything else. We were doing that for a while. Fortunately, those days are past us, and hopefully never to return. Something I don't think we need to want to live through again. But so I'm here because it is actually my last day of actual practice of dentistry. So I'm happy to be here. I am happy to be finally reaching this day, communicating with my classmates and so forth. And so several have retired, and several are still going. It's fun to talk to people and compare times, what we've done in our lives and in our practices and so forth. But what I'm probably the most pleased with and happy to be able to do this is to be in practice with Dr. Ames. I'm not just saying that. I think this is as good a way as you can possibly want to leave a practice, not because of some accident or illness or tragedy or something else where it has to happen suddenly. This has, been in process. We've been together now for over 4 years, and so I think we've grown on each other, and and we'll miss each other. I will miss him,
100%.
but he'll miss me too. I think
Right.
at least he tells me he will.
Oh, I will.
Because we bounced a lot of things off of each other, and so that's why I have slowed down, reduced the number of days to work. But like I said, finally, at some point, you have to decide there's no more days, and and so that's how it's going today. So a lot of things to reflect. I had this plan that they concocted, that my assistant Darlene of 20 years, we have not worked together now for about 3 years. But she came back to work with me today here at the office. And it turns out we were down an assistant this week because someone's on vacation. So it worked out perfectly. And I thank Dr. Amison and Devin, our office manager, for concocting this idea. And it's fun to see Darlene, and we work together just as if we were never apart in that way.
You said 20 years.
20 years together. So in my office, and a year or so here. But whatever, it's nice. And the other thing I would be remiss, and I know I'm hogging all the time here because this is my last time. See, he can do this for the rest of his life. So is to acknowledge my wife, Teresa. We worked together for 30 years. Same office, same house, and that takes special people to be able to manage that and stay together. And I see that, we see that all the time, where people just can't stand to be with each other. And for us, that's like second nature. It is our nature just to do that. And of course, she hasn't been in the office for several years, more than several probably. But all the patients still remember. I mean, even as I'm saying goodbye to a number of patients here for the last month or so, everyone says, "How's your wife?" And tell her I said hello. And so that's heartening that they remember her, and that we were together for that long. So she's getting along without me at home. I don't know what she's going to do with me at home this
Just
much
wait.
more. She's going to send me back off to the work for a couple of days, and I'll keep office hours here with Dr. Ames.
Hey, I would love
here
that.
in the private office, and we'll just sit and talk. He'll need to work. I won't. So I just want to let everyone know that I appreciate many of the cards and the hugs and the visits, and spontaneous visits, and I have a stack of cards and well wishes, and so it's nice to see that and to know that I've had that kind of impact on people's lives, and certainly a positive impact, and to realize that I am part of a great profession. We do good things for people, even though we hear it every single day, don't we? I hate the dentist. Not you personally, Doc, but I hate the. Well, okay, I got over that. After a while, you just don't even hear that part. You just want to. Those are the people who you can change their minds too. You can make them feel like coming to the dentist isn't always such a bad thing, and that's why I'm happy to be here. The staff that Dr. Amison has built makes people welcome, and those are the kinds of things that make people less afraid, so to speak, of dentistry. So it's the people, not just what we do; it's how we do it, and the people who are doing it that make the difference. So I think that's. I think I made all the points I need to make for this time, other than, like I said, being here. I think this just ends up being a great situation for me, and I can't imagine that it could have gone any better, really.
Wow.
And living through COVID, my God, if we can live through that.
Oh gosh, that was
as people, as healthcare professionals, and then as a practice to emerge from that strong and still providing service, even greater service than we had before. So I feel good about this.
Well, I'm gonna a little something there. Again, this isn't planned. This is totally off the cuff. But Doc, I really appreciate you because, and you guys heard me say this before, that we both were solo practitioners for a number of years. So think about just living in your own house by yourself for so many years. Then someone comes in and they do things maybe a little differently. Maybe they don't make the bed in the morning, or they wash the dishes. You leave them out. So I was, we had known each other, but I'm like, okay, how's this going to work? But this guy, and again, I'm not just saying this. This young man has just been fantastic. It's allowed, personally, it sounds selfish, to help me grow as a person, to see his impact on patients, and for 43 years, not just patients too, but on the profession of dentistry. Because Doc, you were the president of the Dental Society here, and still is active to this day. And just it's so nice to see. I mean, it's sad. I said before, it's sad for me, but yet it's also, I'm happy for you, so that you can do what you do and you're healthy. And again, as you mentioned, it's not like you're retiring because you can't do it anymore.
Right.
Kind of leaving on your own terms. And I truly feel, to the bottom of my heart, it's a blessing to have known you, got to know you so well. And I will miss our talks. I mean, coming there, and dentistry is a hard profession, as Doc mentioned. I mean, not just the technical aspect, but I mean, we love our patients, but sometimes it can be challenging to hear that, like the negativity. So to have someone who has gone through it, who has thrived through it, it was nice. It's nice. So, and then his effect on the team. He talks about a great staff. Well, he and I are part of the staff as well, and he just brought that certain panache, I'll say, to the practice. And you can't see the socks there. We have some socks that he has that has teeth on them, and Doc is always.
I have the shattered teeth on my socks, which were a gift from a patient. This tie was a gift from a patient, not as long even ago as last week. So I decided to wear that for her today. And Dr. Amison and I are fortunate. Like he said, we didn't know how we were going to get along, and it turns out we're a lot more alike than different. And not only, I don't feel like I taught him all as much as he's claiming, but I learned a lot from him too. Different techniques, newer things too, newer ways of doing things, and of operating a practice, and that has helped me sustain this length of time. I don't know if I could have made it through without the kind of staff and the kind of procedures that we do here. So I think it's It was really good for both of us. I'm glad he thinks it was good for him.
Oh, absolutely, 100%,
and
100%.
and so I think I'm happy to have had this opportunity, and I will always remember this time together that we have been able to do what we've done together. So, I can't say much more. I could, but it's already been too long. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll let Dr. Amison finish up. And thank you again for your patronage, so to speak, and for allowing me into your lives and to let me practice and feel good about myself and what I do. So thank you very much.
Well, also, I want to thank you, Dr. Huetter, for, again, allowing us to be with you, and for it's just been a blessing. Like I said before, it's truly a blessing because you just don't know how many lives you touched. And we were just talking about that today, how patients who are, 30, 40, 50 years old, you saw them. I mean, dating you as kids, and their kids' kids, and their kids' kids' kids, and just that effect where, people come in and say, oh, Dr. Huetter, it can't be time yet. It can't be time. So the impact you've had far exceeds what I think you even can imagine.
Well, thank you.
So, but
Thank you.
I do appreciate that. We can talk. Well, I'm trying to see if I can get them to come back. Hey, we can do like a tube talk, remotely or something like that. So don't rule it out there.
Don't rule it out.
So, but thank you. I'm going to let you sign off.
Well, thank you. From the Amison Dental Group and our practice, and for my final active duty tooth talk, Dr. Brian Amison, Dr. Richard Huetter, and thank you. Have a great day. Be safe. Be well.
Thank you.